Hello and welcome. Chris Principe, publisher of Financial IT, coming to you directly from Amsterdam, Netherlands, which is the host city for one of the most amazing events we get to go to during the year, which is Money 2020. And Money 2020 is really where everything in payments and the movement of money and how we all want to deal with money comes together. And it's both the old and the new. Innovation is one of the key things that we're hearing here. And there's a lot of things that are buzzing around this place that we're just excited to hear about. And I have a key guest here for you. Pavan, welcome to Financial IT.
Thank you, Chris.
Great.
It's a pleasure.
My pleasure also. And if you could you please tell us about the company?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Pavan Bachwal, and I am the head of mobile financial services at Ericsson. Ericsson, as you know, is the biggest telecommunications company on planet Earth. 50% of all 5G networks goes through Ericsson technology day in, day out. However, almost a decade and above, we tried to kind of do something on the innovation side, which has been the spirit of Ericsson throughout its history, okay? And that basically led us to kind of look towards what are the new innovative technologies that we should take to the market to address three key pillars: financial inclusion, financial convenience, and financial availability. That led to the creation of our platform, which goes by the name Ericsson Wallet Platform, which today is evolving into Ericsson Fintech Platform, okay? And through our customers, which primarily have been the telecommunications providers or the communication service providers, as we call them, we have tried to grow the ecosystem of financial services use cases in many of the markets where we have offered our technology to our customers, who have then gone about and create the ecosystem of services, whether it is transfers, payments, loans, savings, insurance, remittance, buy now, pay later, so on and so forth. So we power the underlying technology. And I'm proud that through the decade of our working, close to 3.6 billion financial transactions go on a monthly basis through Ericsson technologies today, processing 62 billion US dollars of transactional value, and close to 115 million users that are active in nature, processing transactions to a 30 to 90 day period, And all of this is happening at scale, at speed, in real time, and in a secure manner that is fraud-free, which basically means no security incidents can be pointed back to an Ericsson technology, which is why we try to kind of position ourselves as a secure technology provider to truly give scale at size to different customers, whether it is telcos, whether it is fintech players, whether it's banks, or anyone else that would like to kind of collaborate with Ericsson.
Pavan, that excited me because, the Ericsson name isn't a name that's been out there for a long time, especially in the telecommunications field. I think most people globally probably know the name, but to hear what you guys are doing on the fintech side, it's just amazing and a bit unexpected, I would say.
Absolutely. Look, like you said, telecommunications is the underlying enabling element. Communications has been the Ericsson's core founding principles and technologies that we have taken out, right? But me and 500 of my team, I've been truly passionate in building fintech technologies, services, and capabilities. We have done that over a decade, and we are passionate going into work every day, representing the Ericsson brand to take our product to customers, to take our product to the market, and also represent ourselves in events like Money 2020.
Well, I'll tell you, we're glad to have you here at Money 2020. And I have to tell you that I attended this year the Mobile World Conference, and Ericsson had a huge and very beautiful booth that was there. So seeing what you guys did there, although there was little about the fintech side of your business there, understandably, but seeing what you're doing there and knowing that you guys are now a partner of Money 2020, it just brings that trusted Ericsson name to a whole nother side of the business where trust in payments is really important.
No, absolutely. Everything is about scale, Chris. Everything is about trust, and everything is about things happening in real time. Let me put it that way. Okay. And that is where we thrive. I keep on telling my team, what should we represent about, or what should we be inferred by competitors or collaborators, who want to work with us. Okay. Speed, scale, security. These are the fundamental principles of what Ericsson represents from a technology, our brand, and our technology and capabilities and services. And that is what we want to kind of position us. And we are at Money 2020 regularly. I have been there many a time. We will be at Vegas as well. So let's see how we can also contribute to many of the events in the coming time.
Well, I will also be joining you in Vegas and look forward to that.
Great.
But when you think about it, while Ericsson is such a trusted and stable name for so long, it's a natural for you to go in the fintech space because, of course, everyone today is moving to do everything on their phone, and you guys have been one of the leaders in that area to begin with. So it's kind of a natural transition for you guys to be able to do that. What are the challenges that you find?
Look, telecommunications and financial services, they are both regulated areas in themselves, and when it comes to the regulations, the competence, the technology stacks, the due compliance elements that are for these two verticals, they need to kind of be separate, right? So therein, we need to kind of work together with not only the telecommunications arm, but also the fintech arm in order to comply to the regulations at hand, to work towards a sustainable business model that works for everyone in order to kind of take the businesses to the emerging markets, to take the new use cases to the developed market, to build innovative financial use cases for the developing and developed markets, So from that point of view, I would say regulatory elements, how do you comply to them, work towards them? Business models, how do you ensure that it's a sustainable, viable case so the EBIT is looking good over a period of time, is some of the key challenges that I will say that truly is important to be considered while we kind of help everyone that wants to transact to a mobile device today adopt technologies, adopt use cases, whether Ericsson or other providers that are out there.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned regulation because, of course, in the financial space, there's a ton of regulation. But what people might not realize is that's also gone hand in hand on the communication space with regulation. So you guys are long experienced and quite expert at being able to handle, manage, and do these things correctly. So your typical customer that you're looking for, can you describe who you're looking to really provide for?
Look, the CSP is our primary go-to customer. We know them. We have worked them for decades.
Yeah.
It's someone whom we want to help grow new vertical streams when it comes to revenues, new use cases when it comes to collaborating and cross-bundling with existing telco services. So they are definitely our primary focus. But the way the Ericsson stack is built, okay, it is telco available when it comes to the nines, but it is banking grade. So from that point of view, if you talk of a big box retailer,
Right.
whether it is merchant payments, cashbacks, incentives, loyalties, the technology stack can definitely work for them. If we talk for anyone who is on the merchant side, if they're looking at a buy now, pay later, if they're looking for card-based payments, if they're looking for wallet-based payments, the stack can enable that. Whether it is looking for a bank, where they are trying to see how can we look into more microloans, micro savings, overdrafts, that are more digitally easy, to today's, you can say, consumer segments, especially the younger segments that are trying to be transacting more digitally. Okay, how do you kind of help the banks to kind of take that evolutionary when it comes to the use cases and how the platform can evolve? So I would say we position our stack in order to address the wide spectrum, but then of course, the primary customer segment is definitely the telecommunications providers.
Great. And there was one term you used that I really liked, and people should pick up on that because it really speaks to the trust and strength that Ericsson's delivering, which is bank grade.
Yeah.
And you said that with a lot of conviction because, trust is such a big part of what goes on here.
Yeah.
And you're in two spaces that are very trusted. People trust their phone, people trust their bank. So it's just such a natural fit.
Yeah. No, I completely concur with you over there. I mean, it takes years to build trust and it can disappear in a flash. Yeah. So whatever we do, from day one, we have kept security by design as a principle. Okay. All the way from the infrastructure layer to the presentation and application layer, So it is not that security is a vertical. Security has been ingrained into what Ericsson Fintech technologies have been doing for the past 12 years, and ensuring that we not only are putting it in the product, but also educating our customers of how security is critical in order to protect their brand, the liability, the exposure, and ensuring that the Ericsson brand is able to kind of guide and be a factor of influence to secure people from losing money, people from ensuring that they can trust the device to carry out transactions.
Well, I picked up another thing, which is factor of influence, right? And that influence is really no better seen than here at Money 2020. Why does Ericsson repeatedly come back to Money 2020?
You mentioned, Chris, that Ericsson had a big booth at the MWC, and we are there all the time. That's the largest event when it comes to the telecommunications
It's a
space,
huge
right?
event anywhere.
Similarly, Money 2020 is a big event when it comes to the payments, the fintech, the banking space. You have the biggest players out there. You can learn, no matter a competitor, no matter a collaborator, no matter an ecosystem player, no matter a technology player, right? You learn. I have learned so much from being part of Money 2020. And it is so exciting to see there are new firms coming up with different use cases. There are existing firms, there are old firms that are always trying to innovate, and you can learn so much from it, but at the same time, see how you can contribute it.
It's great, and we're glad that Ericsson has been a participant in Money 2020. We look forward to seeing you guys in the future. But speaking of the future, such a broad base of telecommunications and bank servicing products. Where is Ericsson going to in the future? What is the industry going to be looking like in a few years?
Look, if I pick the theme of the past 2 days, I think the key elements that have struck me, simplified to simple APIs. Yeah. How do you prevent fraud? How do you make the financial convenience when it comes to usability and accessibility for a wide spectrum, no matter developer, no matter ecosystem player, no matter the technology player, easy, And I think from that point of view, the way Ericsson is working towards its fintech stack is whether you are trying to kind of build use cases on the wallet side, whether you're trying to build use cases on the fintech side, that could be lending, that could be payments, that could be remittance, or it could be in the banking side, with respect to what's happening with different kinds of, you can say, instruments, on the digital asset side, how do you kind of ensure that the same technology stack at the core can enable all of the three verticals? And it is there where I see not only Ericsson, but a lot of the players as a trend will move towards to get a simplified and single API kind of approach to enable everyone in the ecosystem, get easy convenience going, and really offer use cases that are innovative to the industry and people consuming it, so transactions keep on going.
The vision of the future as being more convenient, I'm sure is something everyone would like to hear. And I know that you're working hard at Ericsson to help provide us with that. I would really like to thank you for taking a few minutes and being with us in Financial IT. And we look forward to the best of success for you at Ericsson going forward.
Thank you, Chris. It was a pleasure catching up with you today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chris Principe, Financial IT.